What's up, hockey fans? Welcome to this week's matchup preview alongside Patrick Strawn. I am Hayden Robertson. Pat, always good to do these with you.
Always good to do them with you too, Hayden.
Well, one big thing that we want to talk about is last weekend, 2 huge wins against Delaware.
Yeah.
The Flames were able to clinch their EACHL conference title while also claiming their spot for nationals happening in Texas next month. How big was that for the Flames?
Oh, as you just said, it was huge for the Flames. I mean, with them able to go back-to-back winning the regular season, I think that's phenomenal for them and bodes well for them in achieving those goals that they set out for this season. And winning back-to-back regular season titles was one of them. They're hoping to be able to let that now transition into some of the other goals, as you just talked about. They got the auto bid to national, so they'll be at the national tournament again. They're hoping to be able to move that into potentially having success in closing out the regular season games here at home, with maybe propelling them, hopefully being not only staying in the top 10, but potentially being a top 5 team in the nation, as well as then let that carry over into the conference tournament where they're hoping to be able to make that a three-peat.
Well, this weekend, it's a big weekend for the Flames. Rival Adrian is coming to town, and the Flames have had some bad experiences this past semester with 2 big losses, 8-2 the first night, 6-3 the second night. But they also had a lot of the bulk of their players. Right now, they've got some key injuries. How do you think that's going to affect the Flames lineup as they go into this weekend?
I think for them, it's about that next man up mentality. Obviously, when you have the defending national champs coming into your home barn, you're definitely going to be willing and wanting to put on the show. And obviously, some of those guys you were talking about with some key injuries, a lot of them will be game time decisions, because obviously when you're facing a quality opponent at home, you want to be able to come up and be able to play and show out in front of your home crowd. So potentially we might see some of those guys come back. But if not, as I said, it's next man up mentality. And for Adrian, they're bringing in a lot of firepower. Obviously, they were the champs last year and one of the best teams in the league all of last season, showing that why they won the national title and also were number 1. But they've been number 3 in the country for a reason all year long. So obviously, I expect a good showing from Adrian. But obviously for the Flames, those are the kind of games they get up for, especially here at home. I think it'll be an exciting matchup, and for them to try to adjust. And as you said, even though they have some bodies out, it's a good chance for them to continue showing their depth like they've been able to do over the last couple of weeks.
Well, going into this game, I think the Flames have a big momentum. They've gotten some big wins against Delaware, University of Rhode Island, Rochester. So I believe that momentum is going to help them. But ultimately, what do you think we're going to be seeing from the Flames? What type of offense, defense, what type of lines? How is that all going to mesh together to hopefully get those 2 big wins over Adrian?
Well, for the Flames, they have to kind of continue to do, or more so not do, what they've done in the past, and that's they can't get in penalty trouble, because as you were touching on with the losses against Adrian in Adrian's own home arena, the Flames still felt confident coming out of there. They weren't hanging their heads down low or sulking about it. They felt like they could skate with him, and a lot of times they were. It's just Adrian, as I said, so much firepower with the Bulldogs, and obviously they would have spurts that the Flames said that they would just go on this run and they couldn't be able to close the floodgates. So for the Flames, I think part of it is you got to keep the game at 5-on-5. Obviously, Adrian, we know they have a lot of firepower. You know that they have a lot of one of the better scoring offenses, not only as they did last year, but returning again this year. So if you give them the man advantage, they're going to make you pay. So for the Flames, they got to be able to capitalize on keeping the game 5-on-5 and use that speed of theirs that has given teams fits all season. Also, as you said, I mean, huge wins this semester, especially winning the regular season title of their conference again. The Flames have been able to do that because they've been balanced attack, obviously offensively, but also a good defensive team. I mean, they're in the top 15 in the nation in both, and defensively they're in the top 10. So as far as goals against, so I mean, obviously the Flames can not only keep it 5-on-5, but then when they get the power play, capitalize and make Adrian pay for going down a man. I mean, I think that's going to be huge, and hopefully getting the home crowd around them will help propel them to getting 2 wins here at home.
Well, always, Pat, thank you so much for your insight. Always great to hear from you. If you want to hear more about Liberty Hockey, you can always follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do it all. And, of course, for the broadcast this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. And also, we welcome back the dynamic duo of Rhett McGibbon and Patrick Strong on this broadcast. So glad to have them back. Thank you all for tuning in, and just hope to see you this weekend as we take on Adrian.